Hey guys, it's Aaron. Welcome back to the House of Aaron, where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm super excited to be back with you guys on this Sunday night. Now, this is a special event, honey, because I have never gone live this late, and it's right after the season 13 reunion, okay, part one reunion of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And y'all know we're going to get into some things. I have my BFF here on the show with me, Kiki the Cupcake Girl.
Hey guys, what's up?
Y'all, Kiki is as much of a big, Real Housewives of Atlanta fan as I am. So we're going to get into some things. Are you ready?
Yes, child. I was watching. I've been waiting for this. I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right, so let's see what they're talking about in the comments. Cal says, hey, Kiki.
Hi. I'm so
Clarice
excited.
said, child, I nearly fell asleep.
I understand.
Rainbow says, it was boring.
I would have to say it was better than I anticipated. Everybody know part ones to any reunion. Part one is always the boring part.
I thought it was really good. Like, I really liked it.
Definitely better than I anticipated. So I wasn't completely bored.
I wasn't bored at all. I thought from the moment it came on to the moment it, went off, especially it ending with LaToya just shading the hell out of Drew Sidora with the daggers. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on?
That's how you know the thirst is real.
Is it real?
I feel like when you come out on attack mode for somebody who really didn't even attack you the whole season. Because if we think about the LaToya and
they
Drew,
attacked each other.
I feel like LaToya started it. She came after Drew as soon as she walked in Cynthia's house at Lake Bailey. She started the whole beat. So for her to come out guns blazing, I don't know. It looks a little thirsty. She trying to turn that peach into a doggone pomegranate.
It came out a pomegranate.
Yes, child. They ran out.
Well, if LaToya is thirsty, then I'm thirsty too. Okay, what we drinking tonight? Let me know in the chat what y'all drinking tonight. Tonight we are drinking some sweet tea, and it ain't spiked. Okay, because when I come on here drunk, y'all be making fun of me. So we can't do that no more. Kiera, what you drinking?
Spit. I was drinking some Kool-Aid earlier because I always drink
with some vodka.
No,
just straight up sweet Kool-Aid.
Right. You know, it had like
Kool-Aid with the sugar.
Yeah, like 2 to 3 cups of sugar. I do put pineapple juice in my tropical punch Kool-Aid though.
Period.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So first things first, y'all know we have to talk about the fashions. Okay,
yes,
so let's talk who was best dressed. In my personal opinion, I kind of felt like Porsha was best dressed. And yes, I'm a little biased because y'all know Porsha is my girl. Okay, I am president of the Porsha fan club. However, I thought Kenya also looked really good. I thought Cynthia looked amazing. I would say the two people that really just wasn't hitting for me was Miss Drew Sidora and Kandi Burruss. And I would have to give worst dress to Kandi only because I just kind of felt like her hair, like the little bang part, was just a hot ass mess. Like it was sweating out a little bit, and it kind of looked like, Claudia's makeshift bob when it folded under like that.
It was very much.
Yeah, so I would have to give worst dress to Kandi and then best dress to Porsha. What do you think?
Okay, I would definitely have to give best dress to Miss Porsha. I am definitely team go naked. Now that Nene is not on the show, everybody knows I was team Nene, but Porsha has always been one of my favorites. So definitely best dress for me goes to Porsha, then Cynthia, then Kenya, then Drew. We're not including Friends, are we?
We're not including Friends. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about that next week.
Okay, then Drew. Then, I would put Drew and Kandi at the same. I think Drew looked like prom 1994.
1984. Okay.
She was
Wonder Woman.
She was going to the prom. And Kandi, I love a good, costume. So I appreciate that she came like in the theme that she had did she have on fishnets? Like she had on
on something. It was something.
With Porsha's, not Porsha, but with Kenya's look, she had like the beading like came up her neck. That kind of confused me because I didn't know like how the dress, like where that was coming from. That kind of confused me a little bit. But best dress, definitely Porsha. The
Period.
hair, the makeup, the nails. Did y'all catch her rings and her
Yeah,
little?
that was cute. Fran says, "Is that a Georgia Southern T-shirt? You already know what the hell going on. Like, I have to rep my school." All right, so I think we've come to a conclusion. Portia is best dressed, and then it's a tie between Candy and Drew for worst dressed. Okay, so first things first, we got to get into some things, y'all. Okay, let's talk Miss Kenya Moore hair care. When Andy greeted her, and I believe her name is Chocolate, which I think is very ironic because she tried to get on Phaedra for Mr. Chocolate, but
Mr.
I digress.
Chocolate, the man
Right,
who's
and
been
then Phaedra
sleeping
almost had to. I mean, I'm just saying. But Kenya, when she was greeted by Andy, she said, in the words of Big Frida, "I did not come to play with you hoes." And I know it's just a quote. Okay. I know it's just a quote. But this is yet again another opportunity that Kenya Moore Hair Care has taken to call the other women on the show hoes. And I know they've all done it from time to time, but I feel like Kenya is really, running it down into the ground. Like, is she gonna get some discipline for calling all the women on the show sluts, whores, and hoes? What did
Of
you think
course
about that?
not. Of course not, because she's Kenya Moore, and at this point, she runs that show. I feel like
Keep going.
okay. I feel like
I'm just gonna put comments up.
okay, cool. I just feel like at this point they just kind of let Kenya do whatever she want. They let her say whatever she want, and I'm not here for it at all. I think everybody needs to. She will be quick to make sure everybody else is held accountable, but when it's her, then we just supposed to let it slide. Let it, when Drew was over there talking about some, oh, Kenya, I was so disappointed in you. I'm like, girl, why are you disappointed? This is what she does. This is who she is.
Yeah,
You,
Kenya's just not the nicest person.
I don't
So,
even understand why you would put anything past her. Like, no, absolutely not. So
so
Kenya continuously slut shaming the girls. I'm not surprised. Is she gonna get any backlash? No. Are they gonna continue to let her do what
no.
she do? Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So moving on from that, okay. We have to talk about the first segment. They were talking about, of course, the coronavirus, the COVID-19. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and how everyone was gaining weight, everybody was working from home, everybody was staying with the kids at the house doing virtual learning and whatnot. And we was just at our fridge. Okay. It don't even be nothing in the fridge, but we keep opening it up, to see if something gonna appear and it don't. And yet somehow we just still end up eating and getting big. Okay. So they talked about the girls getting big or whatever. Now, that ushered in a conversation about Kenya's booty yet again at another reunion. And Andy asked Kenya, "Why do you think a lot of the ladies on the show think your booty is fake?" And Kenya was just lying her ass off,
Talk
literally lying her ass off.
about
And she was like, "I don't know. I mean, when I lose weight, it gets smaller. When I gain weight, it gets bigger." Girl,
First of
that's
all, let
what
me
all
say,
plastic surgery. So pipe
can
down.
we just, for those of us 90s kids, Kenya was on an episode of this show called Parenthood, I believe. And when I tell you her butt was as flat as a
Non-existent.
board, so all of that, oh, my butt is real. Girl, we know it's fake.
It's not.
And you're in
Because
Atlanta.
we can see a real booty from a fake booty. Like Portia's booty is fat, okay? It's big, it's juicy, it's out of this world, but it looks real. Like it's shaped
Right.
like a real peach bum.
Even
Kenya's booty
Cynthia.
looks like Nicki Minaj circa
Exactly.
2013.
Exactly. I feel like even Cynthia's body is very authentic. It's very organic. Like Kenya's is just lumpy. It go like this when she walk. It's,
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
she
Okay,
just
how
did
Remy Ma said your booty fell.
it dropped.
Your booty drops, sis.
It dropped, and she really needs to go back to the doctor like Tammy Roman to get it adjusted
You need to
or
go to Dr. Nassif.
taken out. K Michelle recently had her stuff taken out. That's what she needs to do because it looks unhealthy. Like it's okay. I feel like 1 in 5 girls in Atlanta have a fake butt. It's okay. Like,
Right, girl.
everybody does it. It's not a big deal.
It's
In my
not. It's
opinion,
really
it's
not,
not a big deal. If you got butt shots, which we know you did,
clearly.
then just say that.
Well, all right. We had Kenya lying about that once again. Let's see. Then we get into Porsha and her activism and her fighting for social justice issues, which I just
Right.
want to say shout out to Miss Porsha, because she really is killing it out here and representing for our community very well.
To
But
this
then
day,
they
to this day, she
yes,
has gone on live. She's helping out in what is it, in qualified immunity, all of
mm-hmm.
that stuff.
Campaign
Like
to end
to this
qualified
day,
immunity.
right. To this day, Porsha is out here really doing it. So any, work that she's put in should be credited to her and not, discredited. I think that's super whack of Kenya to try to, flip the script and try to not give her credit where she's obviously
Right.
put in work. I mean, who wants to go to jail for fun? I don't know anybody who would want to do that.
It's called
Who would
civil disobedience, Kenya. Learn something about it. But we also saw that, Kenya was excluded from Portia's PSA and she was trying to figure out why. Like, oh, Portia's efforts when it comes to BLM, you know, can't be genuine because she didn't invite me to her PSA. And my whole thing is, if y'all don't get along, why would she invite you to something? Okay, Tamika
exactly.
Mallory ain't inviting her foes to the protest.
Do you think
So
I'm gonna invite the KKK to the Black Lives Matter thing?
are
Why
you
would
calling Kenya the KKK?
I'm not saying she's the KKK, but it's like, why would I invite somebody who openly disrespects me, who openly doesn't like me, who is
Mm-hmm.
not supporting me? Why would I invite them to something near and dear to me? I have the cupcake bar. Why would I invite somebody who is not supporting me to my event?
Right.
That
It
doesn't
just
make
doesn't
sense.
make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So I felt like Kenya was reaching, girl. Okay, and your arms cannot reach that high. Um, and then you have Portia saying, "Well, Kenya, what are you doing? Okay, what's going on with your activism? Are you out there on the streets?" And then we hear Kenya say, don't question my activism." And my whole thing is, Kenya,
We can't
you
question it
cannot
because she has
ask
to.
Portia to not question your activism when you've been questioning her activism this whole season. And notice how they did not bring up the deleted scene that has been, making the rounds in the blogs.
I'm trying to figure out. Kenya said, "Don't question my activism." Me personally, I don't know what Kenya has done to even question it. I can't even question the activism I have no clue about. What has Kenya done with her platform? I don't follow her for obvious reasons, but I feel like I've seen a little bit from every single lady on the show in regards to what happened over the summer and what's happening now. I see Candy do things. I see Cynthia, Drew, all of them, Marlo, even the friends. I have not seen anything from Kenya. I'm not saying she hasn't done anything, but I haven't seen it. So I can't really question something that's not even there.
Right. Well, all right. So, y'all, let's get on off of that. And I want to get into some relationship drama because they had to bring up the hot dog man, okay? Mr. Dennis, who is just so fine, by the way. Like, can we just, you know, proclaim right here, right now that Dennis is definitely the finest man to ever step on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Okay, well, I will say this. I did not appreciate Dennis's looks until now. Now I'm like, oh, okay, Dennis.
Dennis
Okay,
is
I
a
see you.
cutie.
Yeah, I see you.
He's so
But me,
fine. In the words of Miss Kenya Moore.
child, me personally, I think Ralph is probably the most attractive husband.
Ralph is fine as hell. Like, it
Yeah.
ain't no, and I can see why Kenya want her a piece of that chocolate, honey. And we're gonna get to that a little later. But we found out that Portia actually went on a date, you guys. And y'all, when I heard this, Kiki, I almost cried. I
A
teared up because I
date
was like, a date.
who
Portia went
who
on a date.
Latoya set up. Latoya set
Latoya
up.
set Portia up on a date. It was with a younger gentleman. And so Portia really wasn't feeling it like that. But I almost shed a tear just a little bit because I'm like, wow, is this really the end for Portia and Dennis? What do you think?
I hope not. I feel like they could get it back together. I would love to see them back together. I think they're a great couple. I think they mesh so well.
They
Like,
do. They really do.
I think
But
they're like,
go
I
ahead.
think they're a match made in heaven.
I don't know
I
about all that.
No, seriously, I do feel like those connections can happen. And just from, I don't know them personally, but from what I see on TV, they really like have a spark.
Yeah.
And just like the way their personalities mesh well. I don't know. I would love to see them back together and I hope they can work it out.
Same. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed for Porsha and Dennis because I really do feel like even though he a cheating ass, okay, how Nene say, I wasn't sliding on all these men's. But you know, even though he is a cheater, pumpkin eater, I think he is a really good man at the core of him. And so I really would like to see them back together. But shout out to Steph Murray for the super chat. She says, love you, Aaron. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, sis. We appreciate it. Okay, you guys. So Porsha went out on a date, and Latoya was setting it up like, girl, what do Latoya know about picking a man?
Okay. Ciao.
Like, and y'all, if she come on the house, we'll talk about all of that. But you know, different story for a different day. Okay, so what else happened? Let's talk
Can we talk
about.
about Kenya and the Native American thing?
We're gonna get to
Because,
that. We're gonna get to that.
okay, because that just
Um, let's talk about Kenya and Mark. Now it is time for Kenya to cut that damn cord. Okay, cut the cord, let it go. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. And yes, Mark is a bitch. I don't even care. Um, Now, I don't know if my ears were playing tricks on me, but did Kenya say that she did win sole custody of Brooklyn?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And apparently most of their fighting or court whatever debacle, most of it was about Brooklyn just being on the show. It had
Right.
nothing to do with alimony. It had nothing to do with spousal support. None of that. It just, I guess, had everything to do with Brooklyn being on the show. But
So
her favorite.
why do you think Mark doesn't want, the child to be on the show?
Well, I just feel like he barely wanted to be on the show last season. So I think he does not like this show so much. He really wants. I don't know. Mark's confusing because as much as he doesn't want anything to do with the show, he's talked about all the time. And I feel like he likes it. I feel like he likes it.
Probably do. He probably
And
do.
he
I
likes the
think
attention.
I believe that as well, but I also think that he's being petty about the situation. He
Yeah,
wants to hit
absolutely.
Kenya in her pockets, and he knows that Brooklyn, her one and only daughter, who she, so desperately wanted for years at this point, all of a sudden can't be on the show. That's hurting her standing with production. And so, we did get some tea a couple of days ago about how there are bigger conversations when it comes to the executives and the producers about where Kenya fits into the show because her husband ain't on there and now her kid ain't on there. So, what can Kenya really bring to the table?
Well, I mean, Kenya brings drama. I can talk a whole bunch of mess about Kenya because personally she's not my favorite, but the girl does keep the drama. And
I agree.
ultimately, this is a reality show and we do keep watching. We are captivated by what's
Kenya's
going
very
on.
entertaining.
So she stood alone what season 7, 8, 9, 10. Was she on there 11? No, 7, 8, 9, 10. She didn't have nobody. So
That's true. And I agree with you. I feel like even though her kid ain't on there, I feel like Kenya still brings a lot to the show. And this season would not be as juicy without Kenya and Porsha, because of course Kenya needs somebody to talk about. But anyways, okay, so it was a lot of Kenya in this episode in part 1. Let's see. So she has sole custody of Brooklyn. Congratulations to Kenya for that. And like Kiera said, I can talk a lot of mess about Kenya, but she does seem like a really great mother. And then we also learned that Kenya has filed for divorce finally because Mark ain't shit. Now, we get into some things when it comes to Latoya Ali spilling the tea. Okay, I'm literally drinking tea. Let me go ahead and spill it. She spills the tea to the other ladies about Mark allegedly asking for alimony and whatnot. Kenya said that, her and the lawyer interpreted New York law incorrectly, which I don't believe. They read that shit correctly.
right.
Right. Mark is just saving face. But Yeah, Latoya went and spilled the beans about the damn alimony to Porsha and the rest of the ladies. And Drew and Porsha ended up defending Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care, and Kenya thanked them for that. So that was good.
You didn't, you know how like you just have to thank somebody because they did do right. I feel like she
Right.
did not want to thank them. But that just speaks to character because even though Drew and Porsha are in opposition of Kenya, they were still able to be like, girl, this is supposed to be your friend. Like, you need to slow down
Right.
on her business. Like, that's not okay. And I feel like Kenya didn't want to give credit. I mean, she had to say thank you because we were on national television, but
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like she didn't want to say thank you. But clearly, there are good people on the show.
Right.
We're good.
Okay. So I don't know. I just thought that was really big of Kenya, even though it did
It
look
looked
like she
very
did not want
forced.
to thank them.
Yeah, it looked very forced.
It was very forced, but I still appreciate the fact that she gave them a thank you. So shout out to Kenya Moore Hair Care for trying to bridge that gap.
She ain't
Let's
yeah,
see.
child.
I mean, progress. We making progress. So let's see. What can we talk about? This was really weird, and I didn't understand this. And they actually showed this in the preview, and I was disappointed about how it all played out. But Kenya bringing up how Drew's family isn't under the same roof and the baby daddy is under the jail. Like, I didn't really get that. Can you explain that to me?
Okay, so the tweet was Drew put out a tweet saying, "You want to talk about me being strays, but my family is under one roof. What about you? Are you good, sis?" Or something like
Right.
that.
Which
And that's
is
when
the
Kenya was
truth.
like, "Your family is not under one roof. Your baby daddy is under a jail cell." But she's not married to the baby daddy.
Right. Why
Her
would she live under the same roof as
and
the
her
baby daddy?
kids are under one roof. And sweetie, your baby daddy has you blocked. So
Blocked,
do we really
sis.
want to talk about baby daddies? You need to worry about what Mark is trying to do, trying to get Brooklyn away from you. I mean, thank God you got sole custody, but you do not need to be saying stuff like that. You live in a glass house. You don't need to throw no
No
rocks.
stones.
Keep your head
Literally, because
down.
Matt was throwing stones at her glass house.
Okay.
Yikes. So yeah, I didn't really care about that. I didn't get that. They didn't really get into the details of it. I was trying to figure out why he was in jail. Like, did we ever get them answers?
I don't know. I don't know why he was in jail. I can say Drew definitely has a type.
Yeah, because the baby daddy and Ralph do look similar, even though Ralph is like, oh, that's an upgrade. Okay.
Right.
We
She
went from a
definitely upgraded, but I mean they're both
we went
attractive.
from a layup to a free throw.
Basketball turn.
We went from a corner to what is that thing called? The cornerback.
Or
What's
you
the main football player?
a quarterback.
A quarterback. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the linebacker? She went from a
From a
linebacker to a
linebacker to a
quarterback.
quarterback. Okay.
Yes. See,
Okay.
you know what I'm trying to say. We
Right.
see each other.
We see each other.
Um, we see each other, honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
they definitely favor each other. But I mean, from what I've seen on the Peach Report Daily, they are doing good. Like they was all in a picture posted up together. They was
Right.
like, with God, anything is possible. So I'm happy for Drew. It seems like her family, they're good. Kenya,
Right.
what's going on with you and
They're
Mark?
good. They're done.
Now I will say this. I was happy to hear that Kenya Moore's mom has been sending Brooklyn clothes and toys.
Mhm.
So I definitely think that that is a plus.
When are you gonna send your daughter a letter, an apology, a phone call expressing what the hell is going on and where the hell you been at?
Well, I feel like with that situation, maybe Kenya has let that go. The fact that she's reaching out on behalf, like for Brooklyn's sake,
Girl,
that
you
might be
think
enough. That might be enough for Kenya. That
she
might be
ain't
enough.
let that go? No. She
You
didn't
know,
let that go because she admitted that she feels like, what has happened with her and her mom in the past has affected her romantic relationship. So I don't think she's let that go. I mean, I'm sure she's, learning to cope with it and live with it. But I'm sorry. Don't be sending my child Nathan if you ain't talked to me. And that's just that on period. I don't care. I don't care if that's my mama, whether we estranged, whether we besties. If you're not talking to me, you don't need to be sending my daughter nothing.
Well, I don't
That
know.
ain't no olive branch. If you really want to extend an olive branch, get your ass on the phone and let's really get to the bottom of the shit.
I just feel like I said, that just the fact that she's sending stuff to Brooklyn might be enough for Kenya. Um, so just that one
I
small
doubt
thing.
it.
Well, let's see. Like, I'm hoping. Well, we've been hoping for a long time, child. I don't even know, but maybe they can, reconcile 50 years.
We waiting. Okay, it was a whole
Yeah.
global pandemic. Child Jesus is on his way. He around the corner
You
down
know
the
what?
street.
You better say it. Y'all better listen.
So it is what it is. Now, more Kenya news, child. More Kenya news. Let's talk about the Halloween episode in this Native American costume. I came to y'all a couple of days ago saying that Bravo had to issue an apology. Kenya issued an apology. They had to re-edit the whole entire episode to cut that terrible costume out because we know, Kenya Moore hair care was dressed up as a Native American, which is super disrespectful, and that's cultural appropriation 101. But I digress.
Very
Kenya
problematic.
ended up talking about this so-called Native American heritage
Heritage.
that she's a part of. And she said that, she has aunts that are from West Virginia that lived on Native American reservations. And so I thought that that was really interesting. And then she went on to kind of explain cultural appropriation and why, wearing that costume was wrong. And I was like, okay, you still sound a bit ignorant, but I'll take it. And then, y'all, the thing that really caught me.
I'm not taking it. Kenya, you're 50 plus years old. You should know better. You want to talk about this show, Heritage. When was the last time you made contributions to the Native American community? When was the last time you was at one of the pipeline protests? Okay.
I don't know, child.
When was the
She
last
don't even post about BLM on her Instagram, so I'm just a bit confused at the situation.
when was the last time you went to a doggone powwow? They have them every year, Stone Mountain. I hadn't seen you at one.
Ooh. Well,
I'm not buying that. You should have known better. I don't want to hear about that's your heritage. As Black people, yes, we are all mixed with a little bit of everything. I'm sure a lot of us have, Native heritage somewhere down the line. So I can believe that. But you're just now claiming to be Native now that you've been called out for being disrespectful.
the backlash, right? Because we ain't never heard about that heritage before.
Right.
But the thing that threw me was the fact that Kenya Moore hair care was bringing up the fact that Drew and Lauren, Porsha's sister, was wearing Native American costumes in the past. And I'm like, sweetie, why are you deflecting? Because if my memory serves me correctly, neither Drew nor Lauren wore Native American costumes on this damn show. So what are you talking about?
And this is not about them. It's about you.
You.
If they did that,
talk about you too.
Right. And if Lauren and Drew did wear Native costumes, obviously that was wrong. And I'm sure they know now that that was wrong. But this is about you. You got your grown self on national television. You didn't have on just like a little dress. You had on a headdress. You had on makeup. You went there, sweetie.
And then called yourself a warrior princess.
Warrior princess. First of all, if you really knew about Native culture, women did not
wear that.
Yeah, like that headdress is for chiefs. That's strictly a man thing. So,
and then my whole thing is you bringing up Drew and Lauren. Okay, girl, at least they wasn't stupid enough to wear it on TV.
Right.
How Nene said, if I did choke somebody, at least I didn't do it on TV.
Did you see me do it on TV? Did you see me do it on TV? Girl.
I was just like, ooh, child, Kenya is clicking and she's clicking downward spiral. So I thought that was really interesting. Let me know if you guys in the comments were buying Kenya's whole cultural appropriation.
It's like, girl, you keep trying to put icing on the cake, but it is melting off. Like, go away.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. All right. So, what else can we talk about, child? Let's talk about Block real quick. How did you feel about the situation with Block? Honestly, we only had one scene about it in the show, and we found out that Block owes Riley and Candy Burris, some moolah. What you thought about that?
I feel like what Candy said, like that's Riley's money. Riley wanted that money because we all know Candy. She doesn't necessarily need it. Like she has enough money. So
Amari, no one said it's cool to cultural appropriate off camera, sweetie. We just said they didn't do it on camera. And
and
that's
we
just
also
a
said
fact.
that it was wrong if they did it too. That's wrong, and they know
Ooh,
it's wrong.
child. Reading is fundamental, but also listening. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom right now and hand out some Q-tips. Because you can't hear, sweetie. Anyways, keep going about block.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like that money is owed to Riley, and I hope Riley gets it. But to I don't know, child. I'm glad the money is going to Riley. Like she's in college, books are expensive. Um, all of that stuff is expensive, so I hope she gets the money that she can. Honestly,
Because
Candy,
NYU is
like
not cheap.
if I'm
NYU
being
is
honest, I'm slick starting to put Candy in the Kenya category because I felt like Candy was kind of being disrespectful towards Drew. I don't know if you caught that. Like I think Kenya and Drew was going back and forth, and like Candy was defending Kenya. Like obviously Kenya was wrong. So I don't know. Like Candy, I'm like looking at her a little differently.
I've
I don't.
been looking at Candy differently. She's definitely fake as hell, and she's definitely tired, and she's boring, and she always has a frumpy frown on her face. She acts like she never wants to be around these ladies. And honey, I'm just here to say, if you don't want to be here, please get your ass up and leave. I literally am on the biggest campaign to get rid of Cynthia and Candy. I would rather have Phaedra on the show than damn Candy. And I kind of feel like this little candy coated clique needs to break up. And I ain't talking about Carmen. Okay, I ain't talking about Carmen. I'm not talking about Don Juan. I'm talking about Candy, Kenya, and Cynthia. This alliance, I want to see broken hell up. I'd love to see black women getting along, being friends, but I'm sorry, it's just not for me. I don't like it, and I'm sick of it being everybody against Porsha. It is what it
It
is.
definitely is like Porsha against the world, and I just don't understand why. Because
And
I feel
Porsha
like
only has like one friend every season, and this season it was Drew.
yeah, and I just don't understand why. Because if I'm being honest, I cannot tell you what she does to them. I
Well,
can't.
Porsha has done some things.
Outside of
Porsha has done like the thing with Phaedra. She
well, that's what
definitely
I'm saying.
deserves some
Outside of
discipline.
season nine, like she
She
definitely
did get into the confrontation with Cynthia
on the boat.
on the boat. Okay,
But
when
that's
Cynthia karate chopped that
yeah, but Cynthia's
Cynthia
kind of
head.
started that. Cynthia kind of started that, the boat situation, because she just completely overreacted and then it just spiraled out of control. So I have to put most of the blame on Cynthia on that one.
Not most of the blame.
Most of the blame on at least 75%.
Well, child, she ended up calling Kenya Moore hair care Miss America and not Miss USA.
First of all, I still don't know the difference. Do
And
you?
then dragged the girl on the reunion.
She should have did more than
I'll
drag.
tell you the difference. Trump owns one and he doesn't own the other. So
Which
let's
one?
talk about it.
Which one do we own?
Let's see which one he owns. And if that's the one that Kenya is representing, that says a lot about Kenya's political views. And that might be the reason why she doesn't rep BLM in the way that I feel like she should. What pageant does Trump own?
I didn't
Let's
even know
get
he
into some
owned the pageant.
things. He owns I think it's Miss USA.
Okay, so she was Miss USA.
I think, okay, let's look up which one Kenya was.
Kenya was USA, 1993.
Wow. So now we figured it out. Now we know why Kenya really don't be out here being an activist because she is embezzled.
Embezzle.
Embezzle. She's embezzling and entangling herself with Donald Trump and his Miss USA organization. Let's get into some things. I think that was a House of Aaron. That was some exclusive tea. We just made them connections.
So she's in bed with Donald Trump.
Basically.
Oh my gosh. But over there acting like, yes, Georgia turned blue. I'm so happy.
Girl, you want Georgia to be red like your soul.
Oh, goodness.
Like this cut. She was big mad when Biden won. Okay, she was somewhere in more manner in that
Down
down over there with the ogres and stuff.
there with Shrek and Fiona.
She was out there with Shrek and Fiona and Giselle Bryant, the last lady, kicking and screaming, tearing up more manner because John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won. Kenya was big, mad, honey. Someone said tea.
Yes, you got
Rainbow
it.
said moldy manner.
Y'all are shady. Not moldy manner.
But okay, so what else we got going on? So Block owes the child support. Okay, this to me was probably the most interesting part of the reunion, or the first part, when Drew confronted Kenya Moore Haircare about mentioning or retweeting a tweet on Twitter about the child and the reunion with the baby daddy and how it was cringy. And I was just so proud of Drew for expressing herself, because I kind of felt like it was the right thing to do, to step to Kenya about that, because it was disrespectful.
Because if somebody would have said something about Brooklyn, she would have shut the whole show down. And that's just completely disrespectful to retweet something negative about somebody's child. Regardless if you like Drew or not. You don't do that. And Sheree did that, and look what happened to her. You remember when Sheree was talking about how Nene's kids were stealing out of Walmart? Mm-hmm. And then a few years later, her child got arrested for having drugs. You don't do stuff like that. You don't talk about people's kids. You don't retweet negative things about people's kids, because that is wrong. There is certain lines that you should not cross. But we are talking about Kenya Moore. So there you go.
Speak on it. I had my mic on mute. Okay, yes, you better speak on it, Kiki. Now, let's see. We get to Ralph Child, or how Latoya likes to call him, Ralphie, or how I like to call him, the finest house husband. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they get to Ralph, and we get to the situation with Tampa, and we find out that, from our knowledge, Ralph was supposedly by himself in Tampa. What do you think, Kiera?
First of all, we live in Atlanta. I have to pass Tybee Island, St. Simons, Jekyll Island, doggone the Gulf of Mexico before I get to Tampa. If he wanted to go to a beach, it was plenty of beaches between here and here he could have went to. So I don't know what kind of special relationship he has with Tampa. Now, when it comes to marriages, you have to trust your spouse. You have to believe your spouse. So if he said he didn't do nothing, and he pulled up receipts and hotel stuff and restaurant receipts and all that stuff, and it said guest one and all of that stuff, then, she has to believe that's her husband. She got to go to bed with him at night. I'm going to always hope for the best. Right. And assume he's telling the truth. Now, does it sound sketchy? Absolutely. Because why would you just disappear and go all the way to Tampa Bay, Florida?
The beach is my safe haven. That's my refuge. He almost sounds like you, Kiki.
I do love the beach now.
I always got to go to somebody damn beach. I love nasty, dirty, infected water when it's covert. It's covert in that water.
I can understand why he needs to go to the beach, because the beach does humble you. The beach.
Girl, if you don't take yourself to Lake Bailey and call it a damn day.
That is a river. It's not even a lake. That is the Chattahoochee River. She do not live on no lake.
It's a stream.
I can understand.
You gotta go to Lake Bailey and sit on that stream, okay, and catch you some fish and hang out at Cynthia and Mike's house with all of them, artificial plants and whatnot.
The beach can be very therapeutic, but he specifically went to Tampa, which means there's something specific down there. For me, I can go to if I need to go to some water that bad, I will go to Lake Altoona. I will go to Tybee Island, St. Simons. I will go to the beaches closest to me. I don't need to drive 8 hours to Florida, to Tampa, to go to the beach. So
but on the flip side, just playing devil's advocate, like if I want to get away, I'm not finna go to Savannah, Georgia. I'm not finna go to Macon. I'm not finna go to Augusta. I'm finna go to Miami. I'm finna go to Vegas, LA, New York. And so sometimes you are going to skip a lot of places to go to a certain place.
But you are a single person. This man is married with a family. There's a difference.
Drag him, Kiki.
There's a difference.
How I say drag a Porsha.
There is a difference. If you felt like you was at your breaking point, that's when you need to talk to your wife. You need to talk to her and get it together. Drew, I need to go away. This is where I'm going. Oh, not the man is a cheater.
Oh,
Yo,
right. Pumpkin eater. He need to be hanging out with Dennis. Huh?
I would just hope he's not cheating on Drew. I always
Mm,
try to think the best of everybody, but again, it doesn't sound right. Like saying it out loud, it sounds crazy. You
right.
disappeared for 3 days and tell nobody. You specifically went to Tampa when it's several beaches between here and Tampa.
Atlanta Beach, honey, Clay
You could have
Cove,
went to Atlanta Beach. That's 10 minutes from my house.
Clayton County.
Right.
But okay. Remember when the ladies did Bolo Court?
Yes.
It's time to go to Ralphie Court.
All right.
Cha-ching. We need some sound effects. I'm gonna get sound effects for the next live. But yeah, it's time to go to Ralphie Court because way back in the day, we used to drag Kenya and we still dragging a girl child.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're not allowing her to grow and evolve. But we still dragging Kenya for what she did to Apollo and Phaedra, disrespecting their marriage, twerking on Peter, flirting with every guy she saw, okay? Flirting with Apollo at the poolside, them jumping in the pool and texting him and meeting up in LA and doing whatever the hell they did. Fast forward, I feel like we're, on the cusp of a situation, right? Fast forward to, in the words of Carly Red, we're on the cusp of a similar situation where Kenya has repeatedly complimented Ralph in his appearance, and we do know Ralph does look good as hell, better than Mark and his nubby fingers and his nose ring.
Right.
But she's repeatedly complimented him and is giving googly eyes and all of this stuff. And so, how do you feel about that, Kiki? Because I'm not here for it.
I think that's just something that some women do. I think some women are just attracted to married men. It's definitely not right. But I think she's just one of those women who are attracted to married men.
And that's fine if you're attracted to married men. Okay. How Nene say, close your legs to married men. But that's something that doesn't need to be said. You need to keep your attraction and your feelings about how fine Ralph is to yourself. We can talk about how fine he is because we're removed from their friend circle, from that situation. Right. We don't know these people in real life. But because you're hanging out with Drew on a constant basis because of this show, you should not have any opinions or feelings about how good Ralph is looking. It's just disrespectful and it's girl code. And I'm sorry, I don't care if we're friends or not. Do not compliment my husband.
Right.
I don't care.
She has a problem with that. I don't know why she can't keep her comments to herself. Why she feels like she needs to comment on people's husband, because it's not okay. Like, girl, if somebody was doing the same thing to Mark, you would have a problem.
Speak on it. Shout out to Anton Carroll for the super chat. He says he went to Tampa, Ralph. Ralph went to Tampa because he didn't want to go to Lake Lanier and die. Ooh. Okay.
You better talk about it.
You know about some things. On another note, sending love from Tampa, Hillsborough County, LOL. Thank you so much, Anton. We appreciate the super chat. And yeah, they do be diving into Lake Lanier and then never coming back up.
Okay, Lake last time I'ma see you is what I like to call it.
Issa Bar said Ralph isn't cute enough. His face is weird shaped and personality is trash.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Girl, if Ralph told me to, never mind. Right. Okay, so yeah, Kenya was definitely doing the googly eyes when it comes to Ralph Pittman. And then Latoya comes. She says that she has a kidney infection, child. Slash a cold slash a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, hold on, Aaron, because I see somebody saying, what's wrong with complimenting somebody's husband? It's nothing wrong with saying, oh, Drew, Ralph, they're such a beautiful couple. They're, I feel like that's okay. But to continuously talk about how fine somebody's husband is, to give them these looks, you licking your lips and all that stuff, that is disrespectful and that's crossing the line.
Yeah,
And
and it's even worse when you have body shamed Drew. You've talked about
right.
her wig. You said that she's underwhelming. You've talked so poorly about Drew's looks, but yet you talk so highly of Ralph's looks. That is so disrespectful on so many levels. And Kenya just needs to stop. It's not a good look. It's just not. You
And then
look like
like
a woman. It's like how, Drew was calling, Latoya a Delilah. I feel like Latoya really isn't the Delilah. I think it's her bestie slash girlfriend.
or is she a Jezebel?
That,
Oh,
that part.
it is
Okay. And we
Sunday.
repeatedly heard Kenya talking about some that part. Girl, if you don't that part your ass
Okay.
on out of this show, like what the hell? Anyways, but
And it probably wouldn't be a big of a deal if she had not done this before. This is repeated behavior. You have not
patterns,
learned. You have not learned. This is
patterns.
repeated behavior. Then on top of that, I don't know why you should not reward bad behavior at all. I don't know why you do it in adults, aka Kenya. We don't do it with kids. We don't. Somebody needs to really sit her down and tell her, sweetie, you don't do that.
Mhm.
But you, never mind. I was about to say something, but I'm not. I'm not
I
gonna say
have
it.
people in the chat talking about kids. You're being put on timeout, and if I see it again, your
Who
ass
is
is
talking
blocked.
about somebody's
They're
child?
trying to talk about the kids, Hunty, the only kid that's been making the rounds on the damn show. So put two and two together. I don't like that.
We don't talk about people's children now. That's
Yeah,
wrong.
that's disrespectful. We're not gonna be Nene talking about some. Oh, what is she carrying? A buffalo?
Well, I thought
Nene
that was.
was wrong.
We're not gonna be like Sheree and be like, "But your child is shoplifting." We're
Ooh.
not gonna do that.
Okay, but like I was saying, we did get Latoya. She said she had a urinary tract infection. That might be the title of this live when it go off. um, and we get this story about how Ralph's barber allegedly came into Latoya's room and had the
Right.
camera
And
and was
gave her
like,
some weed.
"Hey, compliments of Drew Sidora. Here's a vitamin C packet. I heard you're sick," which is super petty and disrespectful. And your ass should have got popped. What you think?
Did somebody really do that, or is she making that up?
I believe it happened. I don't think Latoya is a total liar.
Okay, so somebody from Drew's side went to her room and was like, "Here's some vitamin C,"
Mm-hmm.
and she
That's
took.
disrespectful.
Well, why did they feel obligated to go to her room?
I don't know. And apparently Drew didn't know about it. Ralph didn't know about it.
Okay,
And
well
I
then
guess
they
they
should
apologized.
definitely like be if they're an employee, they should be fired. Cause bro, you sit
And
down.
Drew did send them packing. Drew and Ralph did send whoever did that packing and apologized on their behalf, which I felt like was really big of Drew. Because you overstepping. Like your job is to do my hair. Leave the
Right.
shade to the cast.
Just like I don't know if you remember, like one of the first episodes, Candy's little hairdresser was like, "Oh, that judge gonna throw this out the thing or whatever." Like I feel like some of these employees,
They
they
be
be
overstepping.
right.
Carmen, we're talking to you, sweetie. Don Juan, we're talking to you. How come we've never Jamie, we're talking to you too. It's always the damn candy coated click.
Well, can I just say I actually kind of like the candy coated click. I like Don Juan and Carmen. I think those are the kind of friends you need. Them are some riders, okay?
You need a friend like Shamia, someone who's paid to be
Shamia
around
is
it. Now,
the person.
Shamia is paid to have an opinion. Don Juan, Carmen, you're not getting paid to be candy coated click. I mean,
Now
you are being paid to be her candy coated click in real life, but you're not paid to say nothing on this damn TV show.
well, they ride for Candy. They won't let nobody talk about her. I don't know if you remember seasons ago, Carmen like walked up to Porsha and was talking to her, and Porsha just walked off. But they ride. I don't know. I kind of like that.
No, but you
I
are
like
an. I'm sorry, but if you're an employee, like you need to do your job. It's the like Porsha, Kenya, and the rest of the ladies on the show. Their job is to fight each other, argue, and be in the shade and with the mess. That's
right.
not your job, Don Juan. Your job is to assist Candy in her projects. Okay, so the fact that you all up in these people's business is just like you are not doing your job. And how come we've never seen Portia's assistant get into the mix? How come we never see Chandler, which is Cynthia's new assistant, being all up in the mix? it's like it's always certain people's assistants and employees that are constantly having an opinion, and I don't like it.
Well, I feel like that's because their bosses allow
Did
them.
something come out of my nose?
I don't know. I wasn't
I
looking.
saw something fly. I don't know what it was. Okay, my bad.
But I feel like Candy allows them to like speak on it, if that makes sense. Like
Clearly.
she gives them that rope where they can just say, or she makes that line where they can just say whatever they want to say. I don't think Cynthia and Porsha have that. They go ahead and tell their assistants, like, you're not going to be acting like this on tele. You're not going to say what you want to say.
Someone said we didn't even see Sweetie like that.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. Sweetie was kind of.
Sweetie, she definitely had a mouth on her.
This is not Sweetie. This is not Sweetie. Sweetie did have a mouth. I mean, that's why Kim ended up firing her, I thought.
Shania said Cynthia first assistant got in the mix. He argued with Kenya. That's true.
His name was Carlton. I remember him. That was so funny.
And child, do y'all remember Sheree's party planner?
You better watch yourself.
Before you get checked.
Before you get checked. You deal with me. These assistants are out of control, child.
They're out of control. Like,
these employees.
Go back to the office and do your job. Go back to the cafeteria and do your job.
They are out of control. I will say with Shamia, I think Shamia's an awesome friend.
She's a friend of the show. That's her job to get into it.
I love seeing Shamia on the show. I think she's great. She's also a writer. She is, she goes hard for Porsha. So
and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love Shamia.
I want to see Shamia with a peach.
I think so. I would love to see Shamia more. I would love to see her family, her beautiful baby girl. Like, I would love to see Shamia more.
Yeah. Someone says Drew is obsessed with Kenya. Kenya is obsessed with Porsha. Now, what else is going on?
I think Kenya's upset with anybody with, joy.
And that's why she tried to ruin Cynthia's marriage at every turn, at every corner. Right?
I definitely think Kenya and Latoya are upset with anybody who's happy.
Okay, child. What else is going on? Okay, so yes, back to Latoya, child. So she has a UTI. Let's see.
And what has she been doing for her to get a UTI? She needs to call Dr. Jackie. Or Simone.
Call her. Okay, she need to call Tyrone.
She don't need
Tyrone. So yeah. And then I think that was pretty much it. So in the next episode, we're gonna see Marlo come out with all of her new body yaddy yaddy because we know she got lipo and Marlo is really killing them. Okay, she looks great.
Yeah, I think Marlo looks good. I'm okay with her, looking like that. I think it's fine.
She looks amazing. We also have Latoya reading the girls down. I'm sorry, but Latoya killed Drew. And then first, last 30 seconds of the part one.
Some people are just
I was like, damn.
Yeah, some people are really gifted in their comebacks, how they're quick and they just. Now I don't know if these are rehearsed reads, but
they probably are. They are.
Okay.
And then we heard Drew talking about some petty peachless.
Yeah, I mean the only thing Latoya could really say about Drew is I don't know because she said a lot. She said a lot.
Talking about some hey SpongeBob. I was like, ooh.
What is up with them and body shaming? I do not like that.
Right, especially when a couple of y'all got lopsided Humpty Dumpty booties.
Especially when Latoya don't she got fillers in her face?
No comment. I'm trying to get Latoya to come on the show, so I'm not.
Okay, well, let me not run her all the way down on this TV show. But
let's not run her all the way down.
Said, "Why you worry about who body fake with all the fillers in your face? You just full of hate." Okay.
Who said that?
Nicki Minaj.
You know I'm not a barb.
Well, I'm a barb. If y'all didn't know, I am a barb. All barbs. No.
Ooh, someone said I'm just like that devil Kenya. This is the same person that was talking about Kenya Child. Ooh, hunty.
Oh my goodness. You're biased? You're just
I guess I am. I mean, if I am oh, child. Okay, so so what are you excited to see in the next part? Overall thoughts?
Excited to see. Well, actually, let's rewind it back. I'm disappointed because a person who I really want to see is not there.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Tanya Sam.
Talk about it.
I'm so upset with her because she's not there. I want her to come, clear her name.
Tanya definitely disappointed
Say,
me, and I really thought because she stuck around for 3 or so seasons, and I was proud because I felt like she was growing on the show. But it's just like, girl, like stop letting these women get under your skin. Like Tanya just didn't have tough enough skin for me. I loved her,
yeah,
but
and well, here's the thing about Kenya Moore. She clearly is a bully. Tanya was probably one of the nicest people to come on that show. Genuine heart, just
definitely.
overall good character. She never came after anybody. So for Kenya to really seek her, like to like really want to attack her, I just really wanted her to. I understand, like I'm kind of passive too. Like I don't fight. I just if you want to be that angry, then you can be angry by yourself. I'm happy. So I can understand like her just not wanting to be confrontational, but I did want her to stay and you know, speak her truth. I didn't want her to run away. So I wish she would.
She fled to Canada, child.
Yeah, she really actually she's out living her best life. So I can appreciate that. But I just wanted her to, come on
Someone
there.
said UTI does not mean you have been doing anything nasty. Did I say who said that? Did you say
Okay.
that? That's why I was like, okay, like
I mean,
wow.
that's still like an infection, isn't it? You still want to go to the doctor, whether you've been doing anything nasty or not.
The skeleton closet said Kenya is the thief of joy.
Hi, Skeleton Closet. Love them. I love them.
Love the skeleton closet. Someone says Kenya is a petty Betty.
Not skin ya.
Toria says, Aaron, are you sipping the wine, seeing things fly by you? No, I'm not sipping no wine tonight. If that's what you, I feel like that's a subliminal. I feel like she's not really talking about. I love you so much. Keep me laughing. Love your opinions. Thank you. Not witches, child. She said, love your opinions on these messy witches of Atlanta.
Oh, not witches.
Right. Adam says Porsha gets paid to yell at Kenya. Kenya is the queen, and Porsha is jealous.
Kenya is one of the queens. I can agree with that. Without
I do
her, the
too.
show, like, she definitely keeps the show going.
I agree.
Here's the
I agree.
thing. I may not like Kenya, but I give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
So I will definitely give her that. And I think people need to remember that just because we don't like your fave, it's okay. We're all not going to have the same favorites. From what I see on the television screen, Kenya does not do it for me.
Tony said that LaToya had a kidney infection. They go hand in hand. I guess she means it goes hand in hand with a UTI.
Well,
Okay.
you still need to go to the doctor. I mean,
I don't know what she did.
like nobody's insinuating anything adult.
I wasn't insinuating nothing either. I mean,
yeah, like, I was just like,
she had a UTI, so you have a UTI, you have a UTI.
And going to the doctor is, I mean, we want her to get better. We don't want her to keep it forever.
Elwood says Porsha is obsessed with Kenya, and now she has Drew following in her footsteps. I mean, Porsha does need some sort of ally since everybody want to be damn besties with Kenya, including Fallon as. And Fallon, boo-boo, what the hell is going on?
Why is Fallon switched up?
Fallon definitely switched up, but her husband switched up on her as well. Did you hear about that?
Well, I see that's like the divorce crew. And Kenya and doggone Cynthia and Candy probably want to back away. Wow,
maybe that's why she's friends with Kenya, because they're bonding on, their divorces or something.
I guess.
Let's see. Toria says Marlo had to get fixed up for her next sugar daddy. She had to get.
And I'm not mad at her. And I'm not mad at her. Secure the bag.
Get them Ted Turner coins.
And I'm not mad.
Latrell says LaToya didn't let Drew breathe. She did not. LaToya got that ass.
Stepped off the stage, ready for it.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to do as many comments. We're gonna stay on here for 2 more minutes. Deborah says, I really have to check out Mark's fingers. Yes, they're nubby and they're stubby.
I have such high hopes for Mark and Kenya. When they was off the show, I was rooting for them. I was like, oh my gosh, Kenya finally is happy. I'm so happy for her. She has her baby. And then they get on the show and I'm like, what is this?
Tina says, I'm drinking some tequila. Nice to meet you, Kiki. Love you, Aaron. Hashtag Team Porsha forever. Hashtag don't come for her. Hashtag Aaron is the bomb.
Period. That's
Someone
it.
says, Aaron, she's going to ruin your interview. I guess let's listen.
Oh gosh.
I'm not going to even talk about it.
We're not going to speak on it.
We ain't going to speak on that. Calling out a plastic surgery job is not body shaming. Adam says Porsha gets paid to yell at Kenya. Okay. Aaron, this is a good one. Aaron, do you know if they have started sending out contracts out for season 14? Yeah. Yes, they have. And we're gonna have some tea on that a little bit later.
Okay. Who do y'all want to see come back?
Who do you guys want to see back? That was a good question. I was annoyed. RK says I was annoyed they had Kenya in the hot seat.
It was kind of like the Kenya show. I feel like between Kenya and Drew, because Cynthia didn't say all the 5 words.
Candy didn't say nothing either.
Like, this ain't nothing 5 words.
All right. So shout out to Talida Smith for the super chat. We appreciate it. All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and end the live stream right now. Thank you so much, Kiki, for joining me.
Thank you guys want to see me.
No problem. If you guys want to see Kiki back for next week's reunion talk, just put it down in the chat below. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. If you guys like the live, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys a little bit later. Love you. And don't forget to create a great night. You want to say anything?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Kiki the Cupcake Girl.
Let me
definitely tell Aaron y'all want to see me more because I love y'all just as much as he does. So I can't wait to come back.
All right, you guys. Love you. Good night.